welcome to the show. Today we are chatting with Harsh Nankani. Harsh, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Harsh is a sophomore, a second year student at Jindal Law School pursuing law in India. I'm sure a lot of people watching the show are wondering, should they practice law? Should they just study law and move on to a corporate job? Should they study in India? Should they study overseas? So can you help us unravel some of this?
Well, quite frankly, if you've decided to do law early on, the best option available is to do the integrated 5-year program. Now, we all know that law is actually a postgraduate degree all over the world, but in India, the Bar Council has allowed for a 5-year program which takes the 3-year graduation program and a 3-year law program, squeezes them in together, cuts down 1 year and says, okay, here, fast track to law. And you get a BA LLB, sometimes a BSc LLB degree as well, depending on the university. So you'll be basically 22 or 23 when you are able to practice law.
Okay, so that's one big merit. What about the rest of being able to practice in India?
The Bar Council recognizes only a couple of universities from abroad that allow you to practice in India. Well, the safest way to actually ensure that is to study in India, and there's no lack of good institutions in India.
Okay, so you're saying if you want to practice law, sure about that, at a very early age, do a 5-year program in India and practice in India.
The other option is that once you graduate, you can come back and you can do a 3-year law program and get your degree then.
So if you do a 4-year undergraduation abroad and 3 years here, so you lose out 2 years.
In fact, Indians make some of the youngest candidates for LLMs.
Sure. Harsh, you mentioned there were a lot of good law schools in India.
Yeah.
So what prompted you to choose Jindal?
Well, the deciding factor was the faculty and the facilities. So if you look at the other options available, they are all extremely competitive. National law schools, which are really reputed, they've been around for donkey's years. In comparison, we are a very young school. Well, they've got a reputation that I am confident Jindal will be able to build in the coming years. Especially because most of our faculty, because they're so young, they're mostly graduates from these NLSs, and they've gone abroad to really good schools and got really good LLM degrees, and now they're teaching. They're really well published as well. Academically, it's a fabulous environment.
Yeah, and it's a small school, so does that mean you get more attention from your professor?
We are a private institution. Our batch has grown from 90 in the first year to around 360 in my batch, and now 400 in the batch that's next. All professors are mandated to have office hours. Well, I've noticed that professors even outside these office hours are very approachable, and it's good to see such young blood in academia in India.
Sure. You mentioned CLAT and LSAT.
True.
So is the admission exam for Jindal different from that of the NLS?
Well, the NLSs follow the CLAT exam, while Jindal follows the LSAT. Now, the LSAT is appeared for world over, but the version that we have in India, given that these aren't graduates taking these exams, LSAT India, which is slightly easier. But if you have appeared for the LSAT somewhere else, those your score can be counted.
Harsh, you've got a lot of family in the legal profession, right? Right from your grandfather.
True.
Clearly, is that a benefit being in this profession?
I would not lie to you, it is, but that shouldn't stop anyone from taking on law. I had decided quite early on that I wanted to do law, which is why I chose the 5-year program.
So getting internships becomes a bit easier.
A bit easier, you can say.
Having said that, the people who don't have that lineage,
it's not so difficult, but yeah, internships are very strict. In big firms, they filter out applicants very stringently and very strictly.
Harsh, tell us about the different fields of law, so be it litigation or international trade practice.
Yeah, the reputation that corporate law has is that it's a well-paying field.
Right.
And so many law graduates today flock to corporate firms. Some of them become in-house counsels for big corporate firms as well. And the perception of litigation is that it's very competitive and that you start making your money only when you've got grey hair. If you're good at any field of law, there is a prospect to do well financially. I believe that law prepares you for a lot in life, not just the various fields of law or litigation or corporate practice. You can do absolutely anything with your law degree. Campus life is quite active at JGU. We've got a large enough student body now that it's been 5 years of the university. And in fact, our sports facilities are, I guess you can say that they are unmatched in any Indian university.
Wow.
We've got a lot of basketball courts, we've got a lot of tennis courts, we've got a couple of badminton courts, a couple of indoor badminton courts as well, a cricket field, a football field. And recently we've started hockey on campus.
Yeah, we've read about some leagues that have been.
Yeah, we call it the J League. It's Jindal League. So you can decide to own a franchise or you can enroll in an auction where these franchises will bid for you with hypothetical money.
Okay.
And yeah, you have people roaming around going like, oh dude, he went for like 40 million last auction. So yeah, it's fun.
There are
And
no lawsuits getting filed.
no, it's all in good sport. We've got the volleyball league, which is now 2 years old. We've got the basketball league, which is in its first year now. Well, football is very big on campus.
Okay, that's good to hear.
And the cricket league too. It's in its first year now.
Okay, that's a lot happening.
Yeah.
You get time to study.
Yeah, and then you must find time to attend all those extra talks that we have. Our university attracts a lot of visiting faculty as well as many luminaries in their own field. We've got a very active Center for Israel Studies, which invites many professors from other colleges to speak, and many diplomats also do come and give talks. It's almost on a weekly basis. We've got something every day.
Amazing. So you've got this fabulous all-round
I think
experience.
that's this environment that it creates. It's fabulous, and I think that's one of the reasons I chose Jindal.
One of the concerns that people have about Jindal Law School is the location and safety as a result of that. So would you want to share something about that?
Well, campus, in my opinion, is very safe. We've got a lot of security on campus and a lot of surveillance as well. Location-wise, yeah, we're on the highway.
Okay.
But I guess that's the price you pay for a big campus. We're close to Delhi, and a lot of us tend to go to Delhi very often.
So there is transport that the college arranges to go to Delhi?
Yes, we've got a shuttle service to the nearest metro station, which is Jahangirpuri, and it's very reasonable.
Yeah.
It's 45 minutes away, and well, for I think 1,000 rupees a month, you can get an unlimited pass now.
Okay. And then the metro takes you
and then the
anywhere
metro
in
takes you
Delhi.
wherever you want to go. That's
Fantastic.
one boon that Delhi has.
Fantastic.
Our college sends us for a lot of college fests, and college fests in India are a big thing.
Yeah.
They get very competitive.
Yeah.
I think the best experience in a college fest has been Waves Goa, which is organized by Bitch Pilani, which was, well, you can say it was an all-expense paid trip to Goa from college.
What better? What better? Thank you so much, Harsh, for
My
sharing
pleasure.
that with us. I'm sure a lot of people had their doubts clarified. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Please click the subscribe button below. Like me at facebook.com/ChetChat101. Follow my Twitter handle ChetChat101 or at Instagram ChetChat101. Please leave your comments in the sections below. And if you'd like me to feature any particular college, please let me know. Thank you.